Hello, this is Colin Gibney. Today I would like to introduce you to a constellation of stars in the Ukraine and a few more in the neighbourhood. I must thank the person who posted a link to their KML file in the comments section of somebody else's Starfort video. I don't know who you are. I'm pretty sure you're Russian, but without your help I would never have found these fine examples. So we'll start by having a quick look at this one. Quite clearly a star fort. Down the road we have this one. Further down the road we have this one. This one. This one. This. 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 This one here. In the town. These ones now are getting quite interesting. This one. This one. This one is 12 of the 13. Now you can barely see it here, but it is most definitely there. If we flick through the historical imagery, we can see that the top of it is just below the surface of this farmland. Let's just go back there. Okay, so these fields are being farmed, yet the top of this structure is still showing through. This would indicate that this whole area got a fairly decent covering of mud. We'll just go back here. See, it looks like it's trying to disappear. And just to show you the last one in this constellation, I skipped over it because there's actually a nice aerial photograph of it. Now these stars are very important because they offer us more insight into understanding the nature of these structures. As you saw there, some of them are barely visible to being very clearly defined. So it is my opinion that their current condition is mostly due to natural causes. That's to say, there doesn't appear to be a huge amount of human covering up on most of them. They have not been fortified or built upon like so many of the more well-known stars elsewhere in the world. So there's a couple of things here that are very interesting. The entrances. The entrances to these strike me as being interesting. There's something not quite right about them. The reason I say this is because when I went to visit Brouage in France, which is here, one of the first things I noticed about Brouage was the entrances. There's one here, there's one down here. Now, when you have a look at these, so you'll have to excuse me, I've got a rotten mouse. It's not behaving well. My other mouse died, so I'm back to another old one that I was using before. You can see that they literally butchered a hole in the wall to get into this. Even to this day, they haven't really made much of an effort to cover up their sins. I find that very interesting. And it's the same then down here at the other end. You can see they literally just broke their way in. So if we look at that again from above, you can see that they're the only way into this. I walked around the perimeter of this. There's no other entrance, and these seem to have been brutally attacked to make their way in. So here, well, we've got the town around it. Can't get a good clearer view of that. So where were the original entrances? Perhaps here? Or I don't know. This looks like the same thing as Brouage. If this was an original entrance, surely it would have been protected by a point, because in later fortified stars you do see that the entrance is behind one of the sub points usually cuts across and in this way. So that's an interesting thing. Another interesting thing that's a little bit hard to make out here are these earthworks. I call them barbed canals because they have this fairly regular, it's like a canal, and they have angular steps in them. You could call them speed ramps. Now, I call them canals because they are massive earthworks, and just because of their form and size, it's hard to get an idea of scale here. But okay, here we have some houses, and here we have some of the canal and one of its barbs. And they do contain other features, although they can be fairly weather attacked. Let me just try and highlight some of these. So going from that fort runs on down this way. See, there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. Continues on down here. Not just barbs, but more regular star fort features as well. Let me see if I can get a clearer view of this. Perhaps not. There you go, that's quite a large feature. Kind of looks familiar. So, I'm hoping to get my hands on some photographs of these, either aerial photographs. I have seen aerial photographs, but I don't have any of my own because I don't want to infringe copyright, but I hope to get some soon. There we go, these things go on. Like I say, I call them canals, but they may not be, because in this case you'll see that their elevation profiles are not really conducive to being canals, and this looks like a waterway has eaten through this, or something has eroded this. These can be found with water in them. If we look at this example here in Belgium, we've got better quality imagery, and we can see that's clearly a waterway. And well, needless to say, it's not too far from a spectacular star. Likewise, over here we have some more. This, however, seems to be a dry one. This has water in it here, but seems to run out at another fine star. And here we have another example. Just a short piece here that does contain water. And again is right on the doorstep of some fine stars. So let's just pop back quickly to the east a bit. I'll show you a few more up here. These are all very interesting. And this one is there. And again, this was hard work, but you're absolutely able to trace these to go on for kilometers. Doesn't appear to be water in that one, and there you can see its elevation profile. Again, not really conducive to being a canal. yet they do seem to be intersected by valleys or rivers. So there's some food for thought. There's some more over here just to show you here in Kazakhstan. Very strange countryside here. There are literally, must be hundreds of thousands of circular lakes. Looks like Armageddon went down here. There's one there. Another here. Another one here. 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 And here. We're into Russia. Back into Kazakhstan. So, one last one for good measure. So there we go. That's quite a lot of very interesting star forts. And I just think they're, well, worth looking at before jumping to conclusions. Well, I'll leave it at that for today. Thank you.